el próximo Famous Dave. Coming up next on Famous Dave.
All right, folks. So, yeah. Well, first of all, what I have to say, there's that. I got no hair. But beyond that, this Jussie Smollett stuff is ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. I don't know how this guy got off. Here's Rahm Emanuel.
How do you explain this truly dramatic reversal today?
I can't. It's that simple, and nor can anybody else explain it, because if it was easy to be explained, the state's attorney's office would have been out explaining it. And here's my basic anger. There is no sense from this person who now, the state's attorney said, committed the actual crime here, or actually the hoax. There's no sense of contrite, no sense of remorse. The fact is, Wolf, in this act, he not only obviously all the resources of police to investigate and get to the bottom of a alleged hate crime that turned out to be a hoax, not the financial problem, but then taking all the notions of what hate crimes and the reason we have those laws on the books is to protect people of faith, racial background, sexual orientation, that they cannot be a victim of a crime, a violent crime of any nature because of who they are, what they believe, or how they, who they love.
All right, so that's Rahm Emanuel, the mayor of Chicago, and let me just give you my context here so you understand where I'm coming from. I lived in the district which was Barack Obama, and I voted for Barack Obama for state senate in Chicago. I wasn't going to vote for him in the primary. He ran against Blair Hull, who was a guy from the floor. I was going to vote for Blair Hull, but Blair Hull got knocked out because of a divorce scandal, and so I ended up voting for Barack Obama. Then, he had his coming out thing at the Democratic National Convention a few months later, but I was an Obama supporter from the very beginning, but this seems to be just a total scam where, it sounds like Michelle Obama's attorneys or something jumped in. You can see the thumbnail on my on this video is Michelle Obama, who is buddy-buddy with Jussie Smollett, and this is just outrageous. I don't know how they can get away with this, just letting this guy off because he has powerful friends. It sends the worst message. This is just more fuel for the fire for for people to just trash the Democratic Party. And this guy, he sets back the rights of gay people. It's like the boy who cried wolf. Now the next time something serious happens that's real, nobody's going to believe it because of this guy. And he has no remorse whatsoever for it. He's like, he did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. You hired some guys to assault you and then pretended that they put a noose around your neck to play on people's sympathy. That's nothing wrong. It's outrageous. And I lean to the left and I do not support this. And like I said, I was an Obama supporter from way back when, but this is not acceptable behavior, and it's just outrageous. And I can't understand how everybody's saying that that nothing can be done. How did this decision come out if everybody involved didn't want things to be decided this way? What actually happened here? Let's get to the bottom of it and figure out what actually happened here. Let's have Michelle Obama come out and make a statement about her role in this whole situation, because this is outrageous and this is not the way things should happen. And, even Rahm Emanuel, who is supposedly Barack Obama's boy, is outraged here. So something seriously rotten in Chicago. And of course, Chicago has those roots of Al Capone and everything, but this is a new low for Chicago, unfortunately. Totally outrageous. All right, so just to move on, I want to obviously point out that We did do a channel name change. We're going to try out a new name for the channel for a little bit. And you know what? This channel is going to continue to evolve until it reaches a level of success that that is appropriate for it. And but don't worry, I'm still there for the people who have stuck with me and who have supported this channel from the very beginning. You are my you're my heroes, and I'm gonna continue to provide the content that you want. People say, well, you should do this, that, or the other thing. And what the content I want to provide is what my current viewers want. It's not about trying to attract different people that aren't already with me. It's about providing stuff that the people who are on my channel right now are interested in, and catering to those people who have supported me from the beginning. So thanks everybody for continued support. I know that there were as many answers for the channel name change as people, pretty much, but we're gonna give this a try. The rationale behind it is to highlight that we are going to be talking about the VIX and make it easier for somebody to find. I don't presume that anybody's going to know my name, but somebody does know the name of the VIX, and if they're looking for stuff on the VIX, this makes it easier to find this way. So we'll see how it works, and it's still a work in progress. We are going to try more stuff with the camera guy who shot a couple videos that you saw where I'm walking around the house there, and we're going to try to have some debates and discussions with more than just me in front of the camera. That's coming up soon. We have some good interviews coming up soon, and more. Now let's take a look at volatility and the VIX and see what's going on this morning. And we do have, as we approach the open here, we do have the VIX up 29 cents, and UVXY essentially unchanged. It was up a little. UVXY was up 42 bid a little while ago, but it's kind of faded back to being kind of unched here. If we look at the chart, we can see we've had these little up movements in the afternoon yesterday, but it ended up closing close to the lows of the day. And contango stays between 3 and 5% after the up move we had at the end of last week. We've settled back into a decent level of contango, showing right now at 4.39% contango. So that means basically like 4%. It's around $2 that UVXY would decay per month. 4% is. So if you look at UVXY right now, trading around 42. A month from now, if volatility is like right here, this should be down about $2. That's what 4% contango is going to do as far as decaying UVXY. People have asked me what ways there are to short volatility. What's a good way to short volatility? And so just to do a couple basic plays that I know I and some of my buddies who trade UVXY all the time do. One trade is to sell out of the money calls. So, for example, we could look at here 9 days to go for expiration for the 5 April expiration, which is a week from Friday. With UVXY 41, you could go out and sell something like the April 47.49 call vertical. So if you sold that for 33 cents, you could sell it like, let's say, 10 times. So you're risking $1,500, and in a week you're going to collect $300 for risking. I'm sorry, risking $1,700. And if vol stays here or around here, you'll collect that $330 in 9 days' time. The only way you don't collect that money is if vol spikes and stays up above, and the UVXY stays up above 47 $4.33 mark. Another way to do things, which is now this is a little pretty. It's risky in the sense that if we do get a spike, you don't have time for the thing to come back down before these expire. There's only 9 days till expiration. So a more conservative way to do things would be to move out a bit. What I have on right now is I'm out 86 days till expiration, which is June expiration, and I went ahead and bought a put spread out in June. So if I move over here for a second, June, okay, UVXY now $41. I bought the June 42.37 put spread. Okay, so I bought the 42 put, and we'll just go ahead and go through the mechanics of putting this trade on here real quick for you here. All right, so let me move over again here. So right now, what you're seeing behind me is the Thinkorswim application from TD Ameritrade. So if I go to the option screen here, we've got the calls on the left here and the puts on the right. Down the middle are the strike prices. So you see the strikes. I'm right hovering over the 42 strike here. So I'm going to go over and click on the offer for the 42 put, which right now is offered at $9.45. There are wide markets. Click on that. It brings up my option screen to buy the 42 put. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to hold control and press and click on the bid for the 37 put. So that's going to bring up the spread of me buying the 42 put and selling the 37 put. Right now, the midpoint of that spread is $3.17. And generally, when you execute these spreads, you're going to be able to get a price somewhere around the midpoint. Now, the market right now, this is offered, if you were to pay the offer, it's offered at $4.65. But you should be able to get this, maybe not paying $3.16, but, I would say try up to maybe like $3.25. And you should be able to get filled, especially on not too big of an order. So if we were to pay $3.15 for this, let's say $3.25. So that each spread's costing $325, and this is a $5 spread, so the most it can be worth is $5. So if we pay $3.25 for this, if UVXY is trading 37 or lower in 86 days, then this will be worth $5. So we will make $175 for each time we put this spread on. What we can do is we can go ahead and model this spread to check out our Greeks. The Greeks tell us they describe what position we have in a more detailed way. So if we were to do this spread, I'm going to clear out anything else. And if we were to do this spread 10 times, let's say, so we buy this spread 10 times. So to buy the spread 10 times would cost $3,200, right? Because each spread costs $325. So if we bought the spread 10 times, it would make us short 92 deltas, which basically means each dollar UVXY moves down, we collect $92. Each dollar UVXY moves up, we lose $92. That's called our delta. That will change over time, but essentially buying this 10 times is like shorting 92 shares. You could think of it that way. And we have 82 days for this to go from 41, where it is now, to 37. So that's 4 points in 3 months. If we go back to what we were talking about with contango at 4%, saying contango at 4% roughly means that the stock's going to go down about $2 a month. We've got 3 months to go. That's 2 times 3 is 6. So if we subtract 6 from 41, we get $35. And thus this would be a winner by a good margin. So that's an idea of how to, and the reason I pick a put spread is because if things spike, we don't want to be, blowing out our account. If you sell naked calls, if you just sell calls and this spikes to 100, you could end up owing somebody money. Whereas if you buy these put spreads, you got to pay up front the money. You got to pay $325 for each one up front. If you don't have that money, you can't buy them. But once you buy them, that's the most you can lose. So, and remember, these are dynamic trades. What I mean by that is that at any time you can go into the market and get out of this if you want to, as long as it's during the trading days. So it's not like you're gonna have a total loss on this, because you would always be able to sell it out for something, even if it went against you for a little while. But this is one way to get short volatility, if to answer that question for people. All right, so there you go. New name for the channel. Check it out. Let me know what you think, and we're going to be delivering more content to you all the time. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the new Patreon support I recently got, and please consider supporting us on Patreon, because we need your support, definitely. That's the only way that I'm able to generate money to support this channel. And I do need money to support the channel, because I now have a camera guy, and all this stuff takes time. I'm also working on setting up my website, and that costs money too. So if you could help out with $5 a month, I would really appreciate it. I know that some people that's not reasonable for, but other people, I know they could definitely afford it. So please help me out on Patreon if that's what you want to do. Anyways, but if that's not what you want to do, continue to enjoy the free content, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.